up, guys? Higgins in Japan here with another edition of the Friday video. The Friday video is a video that I make right here in my car on the way home from work. And I say that really quickly, so slow it down just a tad. Anyways, Friday videos brought to you by generous support from viewers like you. That is not actually the case. There is no money to be gained on YouTube whatsoever, so don't even try. No, ironically, funny, I should mention that I actually got a message from somebody the other day asking me if I had a Patreon. I do not have a Patreon, mostly because I don't feel like I contribute enough or offer enough to be Patreon worthy. You know, it's like, I'm gonna go. You know, it's like, if I was doing more stuff, if I was traveling, or if I was doing more quality videos instead of just recording myself driving home from work and talking about random stuff, then maybe then I would consider doing a Patreon. But yeah, it's not really, I don't know. Hey, if you want to take a $5 bill, shove it in an envelope, and send it to Japan, care of Higgins, I'm sure somebody will get it to me, right? But yeah, so this week has been crazy at school. All the schools are getting ready for sports festival. So sports festival's coming up actually tomorrow. And so 2 of my schools have their sports festivals tomorrow. So I'm gonna do a little just like drop in, drop out, say what's up, and then be on my way. You know, just to show some support. This is like the first year. This is the first time in 5 years of being in Japan that I'm not involved with sports festival like whatsoever. Even at the junior high, I'm not really doing much. And so like it's kind of weird. Like it's on Saturday, so I'm not required to even show up. But I'm gonna stop by anyways, just to, you know, show my support. But yeah, like I said, it's weird. Like this is the first time in 5 years that I've not like had a specific job. Like the 1 year I was announcing, the multiple years I've just been doing like photography. 1 year I helped with like setup. Like in between, like there's a lot of different events, and so like they just need people helping set up things, and like tearing down the tents and putting up the tents and making sure the tents don't blow away. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm just not doing now. So it's a little weird for me to not be doing something at sports day and just kind of showing up. And even that, it's not even like a requirement, right? So it's weird. It's a weird year. It's a year of changes. It's a year of unexpected things, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I needed a change, so I'm not complaining at all. Well, let's see what else. Did a little podcasting. Did a little article writing. Wrote an article over at the ALT Insider website, and so this is going to be an interesting maneuver situation here. You guys can see what's going on. We got people, and we got riding bike people, and we got car people, and welcome to Japan, right? Wrote an article about the whole situation of like people not sitting next to foreigners on trains, and I don't know. I wrote, if you want to read the article, go read the article. I kind of do and kind of don't want to get into it in this video, but I mean, what else am I going to talk about, right? Unless some like meteor shoots across the screen and then I'm like, oh cool, that happened. I mean, basically the long and short of it is that like, let's try to look at things from other people's perspectives, right? And I feel like far too often, especially nowadays, it's just so easy to either one, be just like set in your ways, like this is what I think, or this is what I believe, or this is what I whatever, and everything else is just like completely wrong, or like I don't even want to hear your side because you're an idiot, or I think you're an idiot. I think, like, it's just, I don't know. I'm just so tired of nobody trying to be, like, in the middle, right? Like, let's both listen to each other's sides. There's nothing gets accomplished if you just kind of stick in your ways and stay and think the same way, Like, I've changed things that I think, and the way that I think, and the way that I express the way that I think. I was thinking back of when I was in, like, even when I was, like, in high school, which was a long time ago, but, like, when I was back in high school, and even when I was in college, I used to get in trouble all the time for just, like, saying things, like, without actually thinking. And it wasn't like they were, like, super offensive things, but it was just, like, I would just say things without actually thinking of, like, the weight that the words held, right? And so, instead of, like, thinking of how other people would be affected, I just said whatever, and if you didn't like it, tough, right? And instead of just saying, like, hey, let me think about what I'm gonna say, let me, trying to make sure that lady doesn't get hit, let me think about what I'm gonna say, let me have something to say, and then let me listen to what the other person has to say, instead of trying to sit there and think of, like, a response, or, like, a gotcha, or, like, a, and that's, like, I absolutely hate Twitter. Like, I know that I'm on Twitter all the time, but that's literally all Twitter is that you get somebody that says something, and then it's like a race to see who can say the snarkiest thing back at them, right? It's like, it's such garbage. And if it wasn't for the fact that, like, there's people on Twitter that, like, that's how they know about my YouTube channel, right? So whenever I say, hey, I've got a new video, like, that's how they get it. But, like, it's gotten to the point where, like, I just can't stand anything that I read on Twitter. And it's just, like, because it's just that whole attitude of, like, I gotta be the first one to say something without even really thinking or even caring, because we all have such a short attention span now that 5 minutes later, everybody's just going to forget what we all just were, like, super concerned about and super angry about, or super, like, whatever about, and because we've all moved on to the next cause. And, like, it's just so annoying. And so I think that's kind of what the gist of that article was going to be. It kind of started out as that, and then kind of turned into the whole idea of, like, oh, nobody sits next to me on the train. Well, that must be because Japanese people are racist against foreigners, right? And that might be a stretch. That might, like, be, but, like, I feel like I see the comment or the post or whatever it might be, or the video of, like, I don't understand, like, why nobody wants to sit next to me on the train. It must be because, like, there's something wrong with Japanese people. And not to say that there isn't, like, and read the article, because that's what I talk about. Like, I say, don't miss the point that, like, just because someone's not doing something doesn't mean that they are that way, right? Like, just because somebody doesn't sit next to you doesn't mean they're racist. It doesn't mean they're not racist. It doesn't mean they are either. It's just like, look at, there's like a million different factors of why somebody wouldn't sit next to you on the train, especially if they're Japanese. Maybe they had a bad experience with a foreigner. Like, it happens, right? Maybe their English isn't as good as they want it to be, and they're afraid that you're going to want to talk to them. Maybe it's just that they're on their commute to work and they just want to be left alone. The one that I thought about that I didn't put in the article, which has happened before, is like, what if they fall asleep on their way to work and, like, end up falling asleep on your shoulder? Because that's happened before, like, right? You're all packed on the train, somebody falls asleep, and then somebody just, like, slowly tips their head, and maybe that got them really embarrassed, and they're like, you know what, no, I need to stand up and ride the train, it'll keep me awake. There's like a million different reasons. Sure, it could also mean that they're racist, right? and that they don't like foreigners. But that doesn't mean, just because they don't sit next to you doesn't mean it's that either, right? And I get it. Like, we're foreigners. We are so awesome. We have so many amazing qualities. Why wouldn't anybody want to be friends with us? And why wouldn't anybody want to sit next to us? But I, for one, frankly, hate people talking on the train. Like, when I'm on the train, I just want to ride the train. I'm going to put my headphones on. I don't want to hear people singing It's a Small World. Man, I hate those videos so much. Maybe I'm just like an old, cranky old man now. But, like, every time I see those, like, viral videos of, like, subway train sings It's a Small World in unison, man, I would just be like, everybody needs to shut up. Maybe I am just old. But, like, that just doesn't... I was like, oh, this is so great. It's the New York trains and everybody's singing, singing in the rain and there's a band playing. I'm like, no, I want to, like, listen to my own music. I don't want to listen to anybody singing. Like, I don't want to listen to a band playing in the train. Like, I just want to go and do whatever I'm going and doing. I don't know. I guess I just hate everybody. That's not true either. I don't know. Go check out the article if you're inclined to. I'll put a link in the description below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are, because it wasn't attacking anyone specifically. It wasn't trying to... I wasn't, like, sitting at my computer going, oh, this will show so-and-so. No, it's just, like, something that I was thinking about of, like, why don't we think about the other person's perspective instead of being so focused on ourselves? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Comment section below. Read the article. Share the article. Print out the article. Mail it to your friends that don't have the internet. I don't know. I don't know who you're friends with. Maybe you don't have friends. You know what? I hate that right there. That stupid move. Japanese people do that crap all the time. You've seen it in these videos before. Ugh, it's the most annoying thing in the world. I hate it so much. Just because it's a 2-lane highway doesn't mean that you get to pull out in front of me. Anyways, that's all for today. Have a good one, folks. I'll catch you on the next video. Higgins in Japan, Facebook.com/Higgins in Japan, websites and stuff, and links and things. Have a good one, guys. Peace.